Hey. Low speaker. I need the blast. I need the thump.
That's all you need. You don't need nothing louder than that. Look at him right here. Look, who is that? Who is that right there?
Who is that?
Go ahead and hit it.
Oh, that's you.
Share it in the Where's so much to say? And then it'll be on my page. Hey, we don't own the rights to this music. I don't know if we need to say this or
Yeah,
not.
you need to say it on yours.
Yeah, we need to say that. That's Mike dancing. I'm just gonna sip on my cocktail right here.
Who that? Who that asking? It's Monday, y'all.
Hey girl, hey. Hey boy,
Ain't no
hey.
stopping us. What's up, Carla? Charlotte?
They said they loving the song.
I know y'all loving it. So we got a long way to go, y'all.
What's going on, people? Hope you had a great Monday.
It's a Monday.
Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey.
Hey, pen pals. Hey, saints.
Hey sissies and punks and drag queens.
Lesbians and
Just
dykes.
kidding.
No, just-
Ooh. If you're not a part of the community, you can't say those words, okay? You cannot say those words. What's
up,
going
Mom?
on, people? Good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and
This is Let's Talk Life with Mike.
because this is not so much to say, I'm the guest.
Well, y'all know he gonna have so much to say tonight, y'all.
Well,
much
I
to
always
say.
have so much to
So
say.
much to say. That's why we named about it, just for Craig Stewart.
I have plenty to say,
Yeah.
all the time. Hey, what's going on, people? I'm gonna start going live more on my Instagram. I never really go on live on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Look at Instagram.
I'm gonna have to start going live on Instagram.
Hey, what's
Now,
up?
now, how long did we do this?
Until the song goes off.
Oh, we do this for the whole song. I really don't like this song.
Y'all, he don't like this
Why
song.
we couldn't have chosen a different song? We should have chosen a song that we both agreed on.
No.
I didn't really agree
I
on
like
this song.
You know, I just wanted everyone to, have an uplifting for the.
Nikki said, "Hey, Mike,
Hey, Nikki, what you doing on Instagram?
what's up, Courtney and Lori Jeter, Evie Ford."
Evie. Hey, Phoebe.
Oh, somebody said, "Yes, you do," so we can see those lips.
What are you talking about?
Go live more on Instagram and stuff. Got a little cocktail in here. Ooh, Guardian
Hey,
said, "I got
Alex
your
Boo.
book on Audible. It's so good. Thank you for supporting
Hey,
me.
Mo.
I appreciate it." I'm assuming you have the first one, Moon Guardian, and you remember you had to get the second one. The second one is on Audible as well. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Crystal said, "I received your first book on Amazon today. I can't wait to get into it. Please write a review once you're finished,
Hey.
please." Hey girl, hey boy, hey. Donnell said he loves this song.
That's right, Donnell. I just
I'm
want
not
to
a
say
fan.
thank you to Ghost Follower. I'm gonna just say, I'm wearing his hat because of her.
Hey, Atricia.
She sent me about
Oh,
four
is
hats.
it Patricia? Patricia. Maybe it's Patricia.
Hey,
I've been getting to get with your YouTube. I so loved your first book. Thank you so very much, Nicole Williams. I appreciate it. Because of you guys, both books, all three books are 5 stars. So thank you for rating them.
hey.
5 stars on Amazon, Audible, iBooks, wherever they are.
I'm gonna have some books soon, y'all. Just one.
Oh, Moon Guardian, you couldn't find the first one? Oh, I need to send you the link because the first one, Words Never Spoken, is on Audible.
Phoebe,
Also.
you wanna hold his hat? I'm excited to see you too, Evie Ford.
Is this song almost over? This is the extended version?
He's so nasty. So
This must be the extended version.
Oh, I think it is.
What? How long did it say?
10 minutes.
10? Oh no, yeah, we don't have 10 minutes.
Come on, you gonna have to.
That's 4.5 minutes.
You have
That's
to give him a
enough.
little shoulder or something.
This the dance mix. All right, you're supposed to fade it out.
We can't fade it out. on
Fade it
YouTube,
down.
but-
You're supposed to just fade the volume down.
Well, we're gonna play your
And
song
then-
next.
What song?
Just Luther
You
Vandross
created a
style.
playlist?
No, I ain't created. This one
Oh.
came with this a little bit, but listen. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Let's talk life with Mike. Here is to beating the odds, insightful conversation, provoking topics on life. And tonight we have our friend, our brother, a special guest, Mr. Craig Stewart. Craig, the writer Stewart.
Amen.
This author, podcast host, and a playwright individual. Yeah. A man of all sorts of facets of things. I met him now, it's been a year. So I thought it would be befitting to have him on tonight because I have not been at his house or I haven't been on any of his lives in a long time. And so between him and I, we've been getting a lot of inboxes. And so, yeah, there was a lot of miscommunications on some things. And Craig called me last night and we were able to talk about a lot of things. And so I thought it would be cool that we would come on tonight. Episode 7 of Let's Talk Life with Mike. Again, my special guest, Mr. Craig, the writer Stewart. And we're just going to talk about a series of conversations. And one we talked about last night, basically how Craig felt about our relationship. And he felt I disappeared as a
No, I
friend.
didn't feel. You did.
Oh, okay.
You know how the kids get into a relationship, and it ain't just the kids, because women do it. Well, I don't know if heterosexual men do that, but you know how you get into a relationship, or it may not be you per se, but have you ever had a friend that's gotten into a relationship, and then all of a sudden, because they get into a relationship, they vanish and you don't see them anymore? Or the phone call starts slowing down and you don't really hear from them anymore. Shay Desiree said, "Oh yeah, I disappear in my relationships." But see, I believe that you have to create a balance. You have to create a balance. And so many of you had seen Mike on my lives and stuff, and you all would inbox me and would message me on my lives and be asking me, well, and again, Instagram, I don't really go live over here, but I go live on Facebook and YouTube. And so many of my people on Facebook and YouTube were like, well, where is Mike? When is he gonna? I must not have shared this on my page.
Why?
Because it would be more people on here. But
You shared it on the group page.
I shared it on the group page. But you tagged me though, so it should be. But anyway,
I think you have to accept it.
I need to
right?
accept it. Let me go. How do I do it? How can I?
Yeah, you gotta go to Facebook or something.
If I do that, I'm gonna have to close out of here for a second. Hold on, YouTube. Let me go. Sorry, YouTube. I had to go ahead and share that.
Oh, you're
I
live.
had to share that on the page. But anyway, so when Mike, what happened to the music?
I just turned it down because you're screaming in my ears.
You ain't have to turn it all the way down.
Yeah, I'm getting older, y'all. I can't do music and people yelling at the same time.
So listen, so what happened was Mike got into a relationship and you guys were inboxing me and messaging me and like, where's Mike? What's going on? And I was just like, well, Mike's in a relationship. So I haven't really heard from Mike too much. And so, I mean, it's the truth.
That's not the truth. This is the real truth.
Mike and
y'all.
I, first of all, Mike and I were thick as thieves. And so now we had a little snag in his last relationship because I actually met him when he was in another relationship. And then when Mike, you forgot who that was?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
And again, we don't use names on
I didn't use anybody's name. So,
because Craig like calling people out. We do not use names on my live, okay?
because you know Craig don't give a fuck. But anyway, Mike and I met. I knew his
Craig
ex.
say the same thing about all his friends. Thank you, Darlene.
I knew Mike. I met Mike through his ex, right? So what happened was Mike and I became cool. I met him through his ex, but Mike and I just kind of clicked. And so we started.
Because of stories and, different things like that.
Yeah, we started going to like Taco Tuesday and hanging out and, stuff like that. Well, his ex that I met him through started thinking that, we were having. For the people that don't know what having is, touching and agreeing.
Sleeping together.
Eating and sucking and
Sex.
stuff.
Let's talk about sex, babe.
So that's going to kind of go over to the other part of the second part of this conversation, because it's like, why is it that when two people are really close, especially when you talk
we're
about...
not going to get there yet.
Yeah, we're not coming there yet. But just like, especially when you're talking about gay or lesbian people, like when you find people that are really close, why is it this assumption that you got to be fucking or doing something, right?
Right.
So anyway, his ex had an issue, but Mike was about to put him out. So Mike didn't really care that he thought that we were messing around. But then, so Mike was single and whatever. So we were just hanging out. Well, then Mike rekindled a relationship with some guy. that I met.
Was a past situation.
He rekindled a situation, right?
Yeah.
So, woo. Yeah. So Mike rekindled a situation, and that guy that he rekindled a relationship with was an introvert or is an introvert.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really like being around people and this, that, and the third. So even though Mike and I would, getting together like several times a week, because I would go over to Mike's house and, he would cook and, we'd do seafood night or, whatever the fuck we were doing, be at his pool. Well, Mike's ex, this recent ex that he rekindled with, wasn't really wasn't a social person. He didn't really like hanging out. So Mike started pulling back. So I didn't really hear from Mike anymore. So, you know me, because I just believe that, a part of being a friend is being honest. And if I can't be honest with you, then we can't be friends.
I'm going to let Craig talk because this is not the real reason. I ain't tell him on the phone. I wanted to tell you live.
So a part of being friends, I just think that if you being friends with somebody, you got to be able to say, listen, I didn't like when you did this, that, and the third, or this is my issue. Like, if I can't be honest with you, then I can't be friends with you. Yeah. So I said to him one day, because he tried to throw it on me. He gonna come call me one day, tell me, I ain't heard from you, and what's going on? Oh, you too busy now? You too, when you start selling a couple books and shit, things start moving. The kids be waiting for you to change up and switch up on them. And I said, what you talking about? Well, I ain't heard from you. I mean, usually, I said, well, first of all, you gotta pull a kid up. So I had to pull him up by his collar. And I was like, well, hold on, let me get you together real quick. I said, actually, the dynamic of our friendship changed once you rekindled this relationship because the boy had moved to Atlanta. Boy had moved to Atlanta, had moved into Mike's place.
All right. Why you...
Well, I mean, I got to color the story. I'm a writer. Look, who is Brody? Brody said, that sounds like Mike.
Oh, whatever, Brody.
Brody picking up what I'm putting down.
Brody was on episode, I think, 4 or 5.
Doesn't matter. He's picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, whatever.
So Mike tried to say it was me. He tried to turn that table on me. And I was like, well, no. I said, we stopped hanging out when... You got into this relationship. No, I ain't telling my side. No, this is the story.
No, that's the story, but it's more to that. I ain't tell you last night.
So I was just like, no, once you got into this relationship, you just kind of pulled back. I said, I was still on his Insta story. They still were having barbecues and shit. I didn't get no invite. And he tried to make it
honest, Kurt. You didn't even like some of the people that came over to the house, so. That's why
What do you mean I didn't like some of
the people? You did not like some of those kids.
First of all, I'm very agreeable. I don't just dislike people.
You don't, but I think, some of these people were a little not honest and living in their truth. And I think like you and I, when you get to the place when you're living in your truth and looking at some of these girls.
Oh, these are people who are in the closet?
No, not at all. I mean,
what you mean?
I'm just saying, like, when we have certain conversations, they held back and, they didn't really, somebody sent Cash App for a book.
Oh, okay. CD Holmes, be sure to email me your shipping address. I know you may have done it before, but I have it.
No,
so just email
but anyway, besides that, I'm going to say this. This is what really got me with Craig. One of my good sisters died earlier this year, and I don't think Craig really remembers because I realized that Craig, when he's busy, and it could be my fault too.
So now this is about me being insensitive.
You were very insensitive.
So are you basically challenging the veracity of everything I just said?
No, I'm not. I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
Night. But I'm going to also say this. I think even as your friend, I think I'm the only, well, I'm not going to say the only friend because I don't know the rest of them, that have, every time we talk, I told you, I'll be telling you like every week, I'm attending a funeral. I grew up.
He goes to more funerals listen, he's been to more funerals this past year than I've been in my entire life. I'm 43.
I mean, I've been in ministry for 19 years.
What they got to do with you going to all these? Because you aren't preaching at all of these funerals.
Most times I'm on the program. Yeah, I'm on the program. I am somebody.
He going to funerals for sport.
No, I don't go. I am somebody. Anyways, and you called me when I was in New York. And you was like, what you doing? I was like, in all black, and I was looking at you like, nigga, I told you I'm in New York.
I called him on FaceTime. He was like, I'm at a funeral. And he said it like with an attitude. And I'm like, well, bitch, I didn't know you were at a funeral. How was I
told you that my godson's mother passed. But that was my best friend, like one of my
But you didn't give me the date and the time of the funeral. You act like I knew that was the time of the funeral.
Anyway,
So my
I
thing is,
thought he
hold
was
on.
selfish.
So my thing is, you answered the phone. It was like, I'm at a funeral. My thing is, bitch, you know you at the funeral, so why you pick up the phone? You understand what I'm saying? Like that, I can say that to my mother. Like my mother gets so aggravated when somebody calls her phone. She'll be like, oh my God, why is she calling my phone? I'm like, girl, you act like they can see you and know that you're not available to pick up the phone. Just don't pick up the phone. And so like he picked up the phone. It was like, I'm at a funeral. I told you I was going to a funeral. Now, who died again?
My godson's mother.
I don't remember you really talking about her, though. Have you told me about her a lot? Other than, like, before the funeral?
I have. Like I told you about my cousin, yeah.
But see, I always ask about her. See, he don't give me credit for that. I just asked about her the other day, didn't I? And you were in New York.
I mean, I think maybe her name was just like, I don't know, whatever. But yeah,
Listen, he in the funeral. He answered the phone on FaceTime, organs and shit playing in the background. Like, and then you get mad with me because you answered the phone?
I did not get mad.
Go ahead.
I didn't get mad. But nah, I mean, with that, I just felt like, the relationship that we had established, like he was a little insensitive. And yeah, I felt like even when I told you people die, you had this like, somebody always dying. Nigga, well, you keep living. Somebody gonna start dying in your life too. Okay, I can't help that I know a lot of people.
You know a lot of old people that's been dying.
Well, I've been connected. That's what I'm saying. I've been church all my life. I'm still in church. These people have been mothers and grandmothers and just really family members, like better than me than my own family, I would honestly say. Like, I have a lot of people that God has really circled me around.
Somebody said, when you answered the FaceTime, people were falling all out in the background.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so.
Okay, so I'm listening. Well,
But
I apologize if you felt like I was being insensitive.
Thank you.
But and however. That doesn't usurp the point that I made earlier. And that was before this funeral happened, the dynamic of our friendship changed. And it was because of your relationship.
But then, no, let's rewind. I also felt like it changed too. I had lost my job last year in October as well. And yeah, I'm not a prideful person, but I felt like, I was doing a lot on my own and trying to get through all of that. So that was a lot of stress that was added on some things.
Right.
And I was just kind of like in my own world. I didn't really feel like being on live, and I didn't feel like being, around all these different things. That's just a lot of energy, period.
Oh, wait a minute. They're getting me together for how I apologize. She said, I apologize if you felt. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Thank you. Who's that? Divine. Thank you, Divine.
Divine feminine energy. I apologize.
Yeah.
For being insensitive and not being more supportive and listening as well as I could have.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's really it, and I appreciate because I am the nicest person you can ever meet, and I love people.
No, you're not the nicest person I can meet.
No, I could be a
yes, you can be a motherfucker.
I could be.
You can be a motherfucker.
But you have to take me there in many words. That's true.
It could be a random Tuesday and you just be nasty.
No, that's not
girl, what you want? Girl, what do you want, girl?
Well, sometimes I
that's
am
how
that
you
way. Yeah.
talk to Keon.
Because sometimes, no, I don't.
That is how
No.
Keon's little feelings be hurt.
No, that's how you be.
No.
Yes, you do. Keon, if you're watching, Keon, we love you.
And he probably is.
Yeah. But Keon already know he just be calling for nothing. So I'm one of those people, you can't call me for nothing, basically. I do snap a little bit, yeah.
We're not having a show tonight. Be More Samuel. We're not having a Queen Supreme Court. We're coming back next Monday.
Yeah. So no, I thought after Craig called me last night, I had to rest in Jesus a little bit. Cause listen, y'all, people are dying every day. They're like, well, I have a friend that died last week, just had a massive heart attack, just dropped dead. And I just want to make sure, and not that you're gonna be perfect and always be able to have a clean slate with certain people, but if you're connected in that sense, yeah, I want to be able to agree to disagree and apologize for whatever I've done. I was trying to do something new in my last relationship.
Well, then let me tell you how you can apologize.
Can you let
to
me finish?
Go ahead.
I was trying to do something.
I'm seeing if you're gonna come on back around to it.
I was trying to do something new in my last relationship by again being more attentive, because I was told in my past relationships, being that I was in ministry and family, like I always chose my friends and those people over them. So I was trying to really,
That's what I experienced.
What?
That you chose your relationship. and listen, and I want to really be clear. I'm not saying at all that your relationship shouldn't become a priority.
LaShonda, I love you.
Because
I love you, sis.
Right, she said, brother, you have your moments. Yeah, because he can be a motherfucker.
Sis, now you know you be having your moments too. We all the same.
But but here's the thing. I do think that when you're in a relationship, that your friendships should become secondary. But I do believe that you should create a balance too. Like when I've gotten into relationships, my friends are still my friends because, no shade, a lot of times your friendships will endure long beyond your relationships.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And so, your friends are the ones that you need to go back to and be able to say, you understand? Like those are the ones that you need to kind of fall back on sometimes.
That's true.
But so I believe it's about creating a balance.
Okay,
But the thing is, I felt like, once your relationship began, it was just like you vanished.
Yeah, I did, y'all. I was trying to make it work this time. This was our second time around. We've been around a couple of times, but this time I felt like after this 1 year being in Atlanta, I found myself. I really wanted to be in a committed relationship, and my past had came back, and so I thought it was gonna work. I thought they changed. They did not. And so yeah, I
slightly just let him have it right there.
No, he didn't. So, but yeah, I thought they changed.
They? How many people were they? You mean he?
He.
I'm gonna get you gays together. I was using these pronouns. I'm about they and them. You in a relationship with one person. It's him. Okay? Speaking your truth.
I thought he changed, and because I have definitely changed. Like I've really found myself like after the one relationship before then. I really spent this 1 year like dealing with Mike and seeing what Mike needed, wanted, and again, ready for what was next. And so when that came and resurrected back, I thought, they changed, but they didn't, because I'm honest, I'm open about my status, I'm open about my sexuality, I'm open about who I am, I'm open about all those things, and I'm living in my truth. That's why we have Let's Talk Life with Mike, because we've been challenging people the last couple of weeks to live in their truth. And again, accept what's gonna come. I told a friend last night, family members may not look at you or deal with you the same way. I've been experiencing that with certain family members, and guess what? It doesn't bother me. It bothered me at one point because I was trying to get used to, this new community. And I would put you in that of friends and people, because guess what? The scripture says when God or when mother or father forsake you, then I will take you up. And even family members, the Lord will always put people around you, but we have to learn to gravitate, accept, and allow those people to, again, show you love, that real, genuine love of God. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but, what's interesting to me is, like, when it comes to relationships, I will say that I've been pretty good about creating that balance between my relationship and still maintaining and preserving my friendships and relationships like my family and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to be that person where I kind of forsake all of my other friendships or my other relationships, like with friends and family. And then if the relationship hits trouble or the relationship doesn't work out, then all of a sudden I want to go back to those people and be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, hey, y'all. And then they looking at you like, well, we ain't heard from you since you got in that relationship. But again, I do understand, making your relationship a priority, because that's important. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that that's important. So what have you learned? What have you learned from this?
I learned one thing. I learned a couple of things. I learned basically everything that was in your past is not always good for your present. And so, yeah, some things you just have to leave alone and either be friends or just leave alone. Because, again, when you're doing the work and they are not doing the work, they're camouflaged and make it seem like they're doing or have done work, and they ain't do nothing at all. They're the same person. But they see something, of course, you have done the work, doing the work. And, again, they're attracted to you. They gravitate to that. But being around you and you living your truth, it just makes them sick.
Right. Cali Dime 69. I don't have super chat.
What the hell, super chat?
That's a YouTube thing where they can send money. I just have my Cash App, which is TheWriter.
Yeah.
TheWriter. The information is in my
And
the
my
caption
Cash
though.
App is up there too.
Yes,
If
I don't have
wanna
that. I
bless
gotta
me with some more
monetize my
hats like the
page.
lady got me. She don't want me to tell her name, but
Right.
yeah, Craig got some hats too, y'all.
I
but
do.
Yeah, she got me 4 nice, pretty hats. Y'all gonna see me wearing.
So let me ask this. I do need a super chat for real, but you can go ahead and send over to that Cash App though.
Cash App.
But let me say this though, because you just said something, and do you think that it's okay to go back to an ex, to another
I
relationship?
do.
I do too.
I do.
Because I think that there's this idea that, well, if it didn't work out before, that you should leave that in the past. And I don't necessarily agree with that.
No, I don't.
Unless it was a dysfunctional relationship, or it was verbally abusive or physically abusive or something like that. But sometimes it's just about timing.
Yeah, it is.
And sometimes a person is just not ready for you and all that you bring to the table. Because what I've learned in my 43 years is that the qualities that often attract people to you are often the same qualities that make them insecure once they're with you.
Yeah.
So it's like all of the things that they thought was so amazing about you, and they were like, oh my God, I want to get to know him. And, you know, but then as soon as you give them the opportunity to get to know you,
And that's what I saw.
they get intimidated.
That's
They
what I
become
saw.
insecure.
I saw me bringing my friends around. They were not bringing their friends really around. I saw me basically talking to my mother, family about everything, statuses or whatever. And them basically hardly talking to their mother and father about anything that was going on with them. You know what I mean? So when I saw that, I felt like, again, there was a lot of intimidation and insecurity, I would say.
Right.
And it caused us, again, to, not work.
Right.
It did, because
So-
I was honest. And then they had the nerve to get mad at me because when they heard me on the phone with certain individuals in my family or my friends, and we're talking, listen, I went to the doctor and my T cells with this, and I've been taking my pill, and they get mad at me. And I'm like, what you get mad for? Like, we open. Like, I'm sorry, you can't talk to your family about it. That's not my problem. And I'm not going to take that on, and I'm not going, you know what I mean? I've chose to be free. So even moving forward, whoever I decide to be with, I want you to be. I need someone that's gonna be free, period. That it just makes sense for me.
And because
I found myself even in conversation, not to cut you off, when people did come around like holding back on me talking about my status because they had not disclosed theirs yet.
and then they were fearful, or you were fearful that if you talked about your status, that people would automatically assume that they too were positive.
Right.
I've had people say that. I've heard people say that before.
Well, they were, but not by me.
They were what?
Positive.
He let the girl's status out all on social media.
I didn't say any names. Oof, it's hot.
Listen. Well, here's what I will say. Because Wendy Williams says this a lot. She'll say, the way to get over someone is to get up under someone. I don't agree with that.
No, I don't.
I really
either.
don't agree with
Yeah.
that. I think that's the worst thing you could do. I think that it's important to sit still and really heal and really take an opportunity to recalibrate and figure out what it is that you want and need moving forward.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, why waste somebody else's time? And the reality is you could jump off, you could monkey bar into another relationship, and then you end up getting hurt even more because your heart is already open, because you've just come out of something and you're still raw. And then you could go into something and get hurt all over again. So
But
it's best to just sit still.
I agree with that, but I don't agree that, people, they say I'm called to be single and all that. I don't agree with that. One, because when God created Adam, he saw that Adam was lonely, so he created Eve. He made Eve from Adam's rib. You know what I'm saying? He set out, so that man wouldn't be alone. So I believe God, like I tell friends this all the time. People call me and say, oh, I'm over dating, and I'm like, oh, shut up. This is a big world.
I think that's part of the cycle, though.
Yeah, like there's people out here. You just have to go out, make yourself known, available, whatever. Fix yourself up. Go somewhere you've never gone before. Do something you've never done before. Get out of the community or atmosphere that you've been in and the surroundings, and you will meet somebody. Like, I just believe that. Like, I don't know, my partner, whoever, they might be in Europe. I don't know. But I'm not one of those people that feel like, again, this is it. I don't.
But, I think what happens is, here's what I think. Two things. And I'm writing this in the book that I'm working on now. I think that people are more afraid of being in a relationship and opening their heart to the possibility than they are of being single and growing old alone. And so what I think is a lot of times people are afraid to, I think there's a legitimate fear of nakedness and like emotional nakedness, because we've all heard stories of relationships that didn't work. And so nobody wants to be the next story. Oh my God, did you hear about what happened with Mike and such and such?
I don't
Child,
care.
da 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 da. You know what I mean? So
don't
nobody
care.
wants to be the next story.
I told
and
Craig.
think,
Yeah, go ahead.
but I think what happens too is we're impacted by the songs we listen to and the television shows that we watch. All of y'all that watch
The
these,
people that we're surrounded by.
those of you that are watching like Cheaters, that TV show Cheaters, y'all watching Love and Hip Hop. Like when you see all of that kind of stuff, it really does frames how you see relationships and what you believe and what you believe about relationships if you watch it enough.
Yeah.
And so you start to manifest that in your life because that's what you see and that's what you believe about relationships. Yeah. There was a point in my life where I used to listen to a bunch of sad songs. I love music. And I do.
You used to listen to Vesta?
Special.
No, not Vesta. What's the other one named? Phyllis Hyman. Oh,
no,
God.
I wasn't a Phyllis fan. But I used to listen to like a lot of sad heartbreak songs, just because they usually have a lot of melody to them and they have a lot of good stories.
They were broken.
But my thing is, I used to listen to a lot of heartbreak songs, and I think subconsciously, I started to think that that's what relationships were, and I believe that subconsciously, I was manifesting that into my life, and so I changed. How I listen to music now.
I love a good breakup song.
I love a good breakup song too, but you gotta break that shit up. You gotta have some inspirational song.
Yeah.
You gotta have some songs where they singing about love and happiness.
Oh my God.
Because it will change your chi.
Oh my God.
It will change your energy.
When this breakup, when it happened, oh my God. I spoke to my aunt recently who said she was dealing with anxiety. When we broke up, like the whole thing, I went in my room and my heart was just, oh my God, and I cried. I really cried this time. But I was gonna say, to what you said a minute ago, about the videos and things that we watch and people. Mm-hmm. Even in that, I've been in this season now careful of who I listen to concerning relationships, because I got people that basically are in open relationships trying to tell me and give me advice. No. I got people that are married but have side pieces. No. Sorry. And I told Craig this last night. I'd rather be the friend that keep dating or in and out of a relationship than to be married, shucking and jiving and hiding and doing other things on the side. Now, that may not be for everybody, but what I'm trying to say is I may be in and out of something. I may be with somebody next week. Not saying I'm talking to anybody right now. You know what I mean? But I just rather be that friend than to commit to something and not be wholly or solely in that situation, because I am that guy. If I'm in it, I am in it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I go hard in it. You know what I mean? Like and if it's not gonna work, then I'm gonna break up with you or let this go instead of trying to live a double life.
But how do you know? Because I used to write music, right? And so there's a song that I wrote with a friend of mine years ago, and it's called "Who Knows Anything." And the song is about who knows anything when it comes to love. So my question is, how do you know when it's time to roll up your sleeves and fight for the relationship and really do the work, and when it's time to let go? How do you decipher between the two? And ask yourself that. How do you know when to let go? Because I think that sometimes as people, we give up too quickly.
Well, I'll use me as an example. I knew when it was time to let go when, again, the individual, and not putting their business out, but when we decided to get together, I was unemployed as well as they were unemployed. But God had blessed me and been blessing me to maintain my place and everything that I was doing. So I told them to come, basically. They came. They wanted to be with me. We decided to be together. I was taking care of everything, food and clothes and whatever. Like, I got a job, and then taking care of them. But even in that, I get, as men, we get depressed for not, being unemployed or whatever. But I'm doing everything. I'm going to work. I'm coming home. I'm cooking. I'm making sure, haircuts, all this stuff is being met. Yeah. What else more could you ask for?
But see, here's the thing, and I hear you, but I remember this is my last relationship. My last relationship was in 2011. So I've been single now for 8 years. Yes, I've dated. Yes, I've had sex. But
Why you have to tell these girls?
because people are like, damn, 2011. Like you just sitting at home by yourself, with your arms folded. No. I've dated. But I just haven't gotten into a relationship because, like you were saying a moment ago, I see relationships as a marriage. When I'm going into it, because I see a relationship like a marriage. And so when
all relationships?
If I'm getting in it, I look at it as a relationship. What you mean all relationships?
No, I'm saying like as a marriage.
If I'm getting into it, I'm looking at it as a marriage. I haven't been in a relationship since 2011. I don't jump into relationships like some of y'all. I don't do all of that. I don't do all that monkey barring.
Well, that comes from too what you were privy to, though.
What?
I think a lot of us, like you grew up with a two-parent
household,
and then they separated.
Well, that definitely plays a part in it too.
I told a friend that the other day. She called me about someone she was with, and I said, "Listen, I only knew your parents to be together. I didn't know my parents being together. So I knew my mother to have multiple boyfriends, and then she married my stepfather, but still had boyfriends. But anyways." I knew my dad to get married, but still has several girlfriends. So I fought all my life to not be like my parents.
Dre Day said, monkey barring took me out. But that's what it is. It's like people monkey bar from one relationship and they go right to the next one. You don't even have a moment to breathe. But no, what I was going to say was, when I get into a relationship, I'm looking at it like, is this somebody that I can really commit to? Is this somebody that I can really be in a relationship? But when do you
come to that like, that awareness?
That comes after dating.
Yeah.
But see, a lot of y'all don't want to date. Y'all, listen, y'all go for coffee 3 times, y'all all of a sudden think y'all in a relationship. No, listen, I'm not going out to coffee for 3 times and all of a sudden getting into a relationship. I need to know you at least 6 months. And it's not about the time frame, but it's about how much quality time we put in that 6 months.
But you really don't know a person you start living with.
Listen, you don't really know a person until at the 6 month mark. That's when the real person shows up. Because those first 6 months is a representative. And so when the real person shows up, it's almost like, but going back to what you were saying a moment ago, let me switch gears. The way that a person is raised, it's going to show up in your relationship. Your childhood is going to show up in your relationship. Their childhood is going to show up in the relationship.
Not unless you recognize it and stop it.
Well, but I think it's still...
Because again, what I mean by that is...
You can recognize it.
I recognize that my dad was a Casanova like I am.
Correct.
And he had a wife and multiple girlfriends. So I didn't want to have multiple girlfriends because every wife that he... Well, except for one. Two. The wife that he had, I really liked, or the girlfriend that he had. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why you gotta cheat on her? Like... She's a good woman.
Well, listen, one of my favorite TV shows that's on right now, it's on Netflix. It's called Dr. Foster. The character on the show said every son is their father. Every son is their father.
Michael McMillan Jr.
And so my thing is, so even though you recognize, but whether you recognize it or not, your childhood is going to show up in your relationship. And here's what I mean. My parents were together, so yes, that's what I crave. I crave a monogamous relationship. I crave a one-on-one partnership, right? Where we plan our life out, where we pay our bills together, where we, take trips together, all that kind of stuff. But we're still independent, but we do all those things together. But the dysfunctional part of it is, when my parents would get into arguments, my mom was very good at shutting down. When I say that lady could go around the house for 2 or 3 days and not speak to him, she'd speak to everybody but him. And my father, he was very terse. Like if he was upset, he'd be real slick at the mouth, like you can be.
Like you.
Yeah.
Like you.
He'd be real slick at the mouth. He could be really short.
Like you.
And not really, And so I became a hybrid of the two.
Yeah.
I became a hybrid of the two. And what happened was, this was back in 2001. I will never forget it. Because, see, I believe you have to pay attention to your life. And I've learned to pay close attention to my life.
Let's talk about it.
So back in 2001, I remember I was dating this guy.
Your mom Aquarius?
No, my mom is not an Aquarius. She's a Libra. My dad is an Aquarius. And so I'll never forget. In 2001, I was dating this guy, and he said to me, he said, "You can't talk to me like that." He said, "You talk to me like I'm a child." And I thought about it, and I was like, "That's because that's how my dad responds when he's hurt, when he's upset." But then I also on the other side could shut down, like because I was upset, I wouldn't speak. And I just think that silent treatment in a relationship is counterproductive.
Oh my God.
The silent treatment in a relationship is counterproductive.
And you know one thing I realized while you were talking, I never thought about Francine. I'm always talking about Michael.
I'm a little buzzed.
In his relationships because he had, he again had a lot of different things. But I realized I am both my parents. I don't think I could be alone.
Do you love what you feel?
I mean, I'm alone now in the sense of not with anyone, but I am one of those people. I'm looking like I want to be in a monogamous relationship. I want to be married. Like I want.
Do you really think you have the capacity to be monogamous? Because I don't believe that everybody is monogamous. I don't think that monogamy is second nature for everyone. I'm a monogamous person, but I don't believe that that's a human instinct. I think that's what we've been conditioned to believe.
I think for me, when I get with someone and they show insecurity or they show a sign of like, okay, you throwing this on me, there's something with you. Like, be honest with you first. Like, when people do that to me and throw all this, oh, I saw this person looking at you, and I'm like, I wasn't even looking at them. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. Like, I can't help that I'm handsome. I'm chocolate. Get what I'm saying? I can't help it.
See, that's the problem with some of y'all. Y'all get into these relationships and see you need your ego stroked.
No, I don't need my ego stroked.
What you mean you handsome and you chocolate?
No, what I'm saying is, I'm confident in me, but I can't help that other people are attracted to me. Now, is what I'm doing in a sense.
Now, how do you manage that?
Well, I don't even be paying attention. Most relationships I've been in, people's been telling me, oh, I saw Craig looking at you. And I'm like, really? That's what I'm saying. I'm not over here at a party, hey, I'm here, type. No. Most times I'm at a party, I'm dancing, minding my business. So I can't help who's in the corner staring at me, and I ain't staring at them. Now, if I'm staring at you, that means I really want you. So those that know me for real know that. I go after what I want.
Well, sometimes you could be partnered with somebody who has insecurities.
Well, yeah, I think I've been partnered with a lot of people that very insecure, yes.
Well, but then my question would be to you, what do you think it is that you're doing to draw that type of person in?
Well, I think I'm drawing a person that I'm seeing not their insecurities first. I'm seeing their heart. I'm seeing what they're saying they really want. But they're not, of course, because me and my aunt talk about this all the time. I come from both sides of my family. We're very personable people. We love people. We treat you like we've known you forever. That's just who we are. So we've always been in situations where people's like, oh, you've been flirting with that person. No, it wasn't flirting. We were just taught to cater. We were taught to laugh and smile. Like, we're just those type of people. Like, I came from that. I have both of that charm, I guess you would call it. Alicia said, what draws them to you? My spirit. Alicia, who I am. Anyways, let's talk about it, y'all. This has been good so far. Craig has gotten really deep on tonight. I'm happy that we're in a better place now.
I was always in a good place.
Oh, I was in a good place too. I wasn't studying you.
You the one changed up because you got into a relationship. Look, that's the Taurus in me.
You ain't changed though?
No, I didn't.
Are you sure?
I didn't change. Like sure? I still was ready.
You don't talk about yours that much. You always want to talk about everybody else's stuff.
I'm very private.
I see. You can't be private and put everybody else out there.
But I didn't change.
No, you didn't change. But again, when I would ask you about situations, you were very short and straight to the point. But you wanted to know all my details and juice. So that's why I really kind of stepped back too. I'm like,
ain't true.
I'm not gonna keep telling you all my tea.
That is that my thing is, I believe that when you're dating someone and you're in that infantile stage, I don't believe that you. For me, I don't know about anybody else. I don't believe in posting stuff all on social media. I don't celebrate soon like that. Like, I don't post all on social media.
It's not even about that.
And I don't believe in talking about it too much to my friends until whoever I'm in a relationship, whoever I'm dating, until we solidify what we have. And so I don't, because see, I think that sometimes when you share too much with your friends, they can direct you in the wrong direction.
Well, I'm not that friend.
But I'm just saying, like, in that beginning stage, you need to be alone with your thoughts. And I believe that to be true about anything in life.
I'm gonna say this, Craig. I'm not gonna say what happened.
What?
There was a time something happened, and I was very concerned about you.
Something happened.
Yes.
What happened?
The situation with the person. And remember, I kept texting you, and you was like, "Thank you, Mike. I really needed that." I was very concerned about you because my heart went out to you.
I don't remember what it was.
I felt that you were really hurt after the second or third time of the situation. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say it, but say it. You know.
Right. I mean, I don't remember what.
The person kept like saying this what they wanted, but they kept disappearing.
Right.
And you were really one time like really over it. And I felt like when you had told me how you felt, you opened up, and I was just like, oh my God, my friend is hurting.
But my thing is,
I was like, my friend is really sad about this. You really, oh my God, you really like this person.
I do, but
I text you and I called you. I was like, you need me to come over, and I was there for you.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is, the way that I look at that is the same way that I look at my dreams or my career. Because things are moving nicely now. But when I started out, that's not something.
But I think that comes from a place of you again being hurt and dealing with people again that violated you or whatever. Everybody's not that, you know. Like for instance, I'm gonna say this. Like even before meeting Craig, you guys, like I said, ministry people. I've been doing stuff except for being on live. I just started doing my live because this is something that God really has been dealing with me with. And so I started doing it. I didn't do it because, you know, Craig is doing it or whatever. Granted, he inspired me by being on his lives and seeing what he's been doing. And I realized I have a following too. Get what I'm saying? So even in this, it's like, I'm not that guy for competition. Like, you're in your own lane and I'm in my own lane. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think people even see that. Like, not saying you're not spiritual, but I'm in a different sector of Craig. You know, again, I may say something spiritual and Craig would be like, fuck that shit. This is what it is. Not being me, but yeah, we're two different people. So I even learned that from, you know, being around you early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was never intimidated by that. Like, I was always fascinated. Even when you told me last night what happened, you know.
What?
With the brother that's sick.
Theodore,
you know, and how, again, what he did for you, and then how through this you were able to be a blessing to him. Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about. And granted, you don't have a title as a preacher or a bishop or an apostle. You know what I mean? And that right there just proved to me that, again, God's hands is obviously on your life, whether you go to church or whether you got the Holy Ghost or whether you speak in tongues or whether you shout or not.
Listen, obviously, I know some hellions that speak in tongues.
Exactly. It just proved to me that, again, spirituality has nothing to do with a church. You know.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's not that I keep my personal stuff from my friends. It's that I've learned as I've gotten older that some things you have to retain for yourself until you figure out the direction of it. Because if you give it up too soon to people, your actions or how you move forward won't always be your own. You're going to be influenced by your friends, your family members. And so, like, what I'm saying is, even like with my dreams, I remember when I moved to California, I remember thinking to myself that a part of the fears that I had about taking risks in my career and things like that, they weren't my own fears. They were fears that I had adopted from my mother. My mother would be like, oh, well, how are you going to do this? Well, how are you going to do that part? So then what's going to happen when... And I learned that you got to hold some stuff to yourself and sit still and let the universe move through you. Yeah. You know, so I feel like that's the truth. That's the same with relationships or whatever. So I've just learned to hold some things to myself. It's not that I was trying to be secretive and not share with people, but I just want to make sure that I'm making the decision for myself and I'm not being influenced. Because see, some of you are in relationships with people right now, and when it becomes a bit stressful or becomes overworked, you talking to your friends, your girlfriends or your gay friends or whoever it is that's in your life, in your corner, and your friends are sometimes well-intentioned, but sometimes they give you the wrong information, and then you go off of that and they don't know all of the intricacies about your relationship. So that's all I'm saying. Yes, people can influence your decision making, Charla. Somebody said I got my mug last Thursday. It's on my ground. Thank you, Yvette, 4 stars. She bought her I don't know if you bought this one or if you bought a Hey Girl Hey or Hey Niece mug.
Hey.
They're available over at CraigTheWriterStewart.com.
Let's talk
Yes,
about it,
Alicia.
y'all.
But go ahead. What? So the other part of it was tell them your Instagram. Was they asking your Instagram?
Michael McMillan Jr. Michael McMillan Jr.
Come on, Tina Marie.
What's the T, y'all?
So the other part, she got the Good Day Thinkers, Thought Leaders, Progressors, and Dreamers mug. Now the other part of this conversation that we were gonna have was what?
Oh, about the friends sleeping with each other and not being able to be good friends or something like that?
Well, like when, for example, when you and I became cool and we started hanging out a lot, everybody wanted to believe that we were more than
Together.
just friends. They thought we were a couple.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So my question is, why is it that, and I think this happens a lot of times in gay friendships or lesbian friendships.
I'm not gay. I'm a person that loves people. Come on, you got so much to say. What's up? Did anybody answer you? It's Alicia, it's not a playlist, it's on YouTube. We played one song and it just kept going basically. They feeling the music tonight.
He ain't pansexual, he's a punk. Sorry. He's
Who
gay.
said that?
He's gay.
Who said that?
I am a child of God.
Therapeutic Talk 101. He's part of the community, okay?
I am a child of God. That's
We
it.
all are.
He knew me before I was formed in my mother's womb.
And he
That's
knew
it.
you were gonna like men.
All these titles came from men and man and woman, and they made this stuff up. I'm just
Hey
a person.
Mario 031976. I don't have super chat. I'm trying to get my YouTube
What
together.
is super chat?
I just explained to you. It's a way that they can send you money through YouTube.
Oh.
But I do have Cash App. My Cash App information is in the comments, but it's TheWriter.
Yeah.
TheWriter.
TheWriter.
But you got to put the dollar symbol in the front. But listen, no, we were talking, but I do think that a lot of times people think, and not even just people in the straight community, but I think what happens is a lot of times people in the gay community think that just because you start hanging out and doing stuff together, that automatically you
You're
slept together,
yeah.
you've done something.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I understand it because the lines sometimes do blur. I have a friend that I met back in '98 when I first moved here, and when I tell you he slept with all of his friends, I'm the only friend of his that he had never slept with. And I think what happens is because we're all men, or you're all women, if you're talking about the lesbian community. And what happens is sometimes you meet and there's an attraction, and you don't allow yourself time to get to know the person, to see whether or not this is going to be a friend or if this is a potential date. And I think oftentimes we act on the feelings before we really take the time to say, well, let me see who this is. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
I ship my books through Manny Get Paid. I ship through FedEx. It's through FedEx. Oh, Divine Feminine Energy, I already answered it. Thank you.
Listen, those that are here on Let's Talk Life with Mike,
I do still have something in my coffee mug.
yeah, I don't got nothing in mine no more. This is gone. Listen, last week I had a great opportunity with Johnson & Johnson. They did an interview with me, photo shoot. There's some things coming out in the next month. I got some more things coming out in the next month or two.
Aries Dream Lover said, I'm a straight female but attracted to gay men.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. Michelle Howard, yes, she says, Craig, when you become a billionaire, will we still get these good conversations with your family and friends? Yes, you will.
Come on, billionaire. Yeah, we on our way. Both of us is on our way
Okay.
to be billionaires, okay?
Aries Dream Lover, she says she's attracted to gay men. But you know what? I've known women who gravitated to gay men, had an affinity.
Why? You think so?
Because a lot of times women love how well groomed we are. Because straight men, y'all don't even know how to wipe y'all asses sometimes. most gay men usually use baby wipes when they take a shit. And most gay men, look, catch my finger action. Most gay men usually know how to wipe and wash their ass when they shower.
What's these fingers?
Cause you gotta wipe the hole.
Yeah, I mean
That's a shaft.
But nobody got no fingers like that doing that.
This is the rag is over the finger, and you go. You know, you gotta
taught
get
you that?
You gotta get the rim.
Who told you that? Somebody gay, right?
No.
Your mother taught you that?
No, that's just something that you don't clean your ass.
Yes, I do, but I'm saying you can't
how
say
you clean-
most gay men if you doing all
I
this.
said
like-
most gay men will clean their ass,
Yeah.
but straight men don't always clean their ass.
Well, how you know that?
Cause I know they nasty.
Well, we need to talk about that.
You seen these?
straight men?
I've seen conversations with straight men where they say that's gay to put your finger. What?
Well, I haven't been in those kind of conversations.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
hope
it.
everybody would clean their booty hole. Period.
Well, that everybody does. And then, you know, we're usually stylish, where straight men aren't.
What's
And
the
also,
tea?
a lot of times, we will maintain our bodies. He's 43, but he's built like
He's
a 27-year-old.
35.
Did you hear? Hey, Velma!
You built like a who?
I said I'm 43, but I'm built like a 27,
You
28
built like a
year old.
35-year-old. I'm built like a 25-year-old.
I ain't built like no 35-year-old. There's some 27-year-olds that ain't built like me.
That's because they got hormones and stuff in them people's food.
I don't
now.
know what they
I'm
got,
going
but-
to hit you to the T.
But no, I'm being serious though. A lot of straight men don't.
Well, I
Have
can't
the
say
same
that because
hygiene.
I haven't had a conversation with straight men to see if they wipe their ass or not. Craig.
Well, listen, I'm here to tell you.
You know, I don't know.
It's true.
I
Now that doesn't mean that there aren't gay men out there that don't, you know. It's a lot of straight women right now that are watching us. Look at your man's underwear. I bet they're not clean all the time.
That's disgusting, Craig.
Some of these women know what I'm talking about.
Do y'all?
You down there sucking his dick, and you smell a little.
That's
You
disgusting.
smell a little shit.
That's nasty. Cut it out.
Because he ain't wiping right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She said, Therapeutic Talk 101 said, I'm only attracted to masculine gay men.
Oh, Alex said, I have. They don't.
Thank you. She said the unsuspecting
They don't
type.
what, Alex?
They don't clean their asses. So Crown Jewel
Alicia
said,
there's plenty of stylish straight men.
yeah, but not in the ratio, in ratio to gay men. They pale in comparison.
This is just nasty.
But look, she said, Crown Jewel said, so many gay men are stylish, well-groomed, fit, and handsome. Can a straight woman not be attracted to that? Some gay men outshine some of these straight men in terms of overall presentation. And here's the other thing that I will say. Most straight gay men, we have discretionary income because oftentimes we don't have children. A lot of gay men do have children,
Alex said, wash their ass.
but a lot of times we make more money than
But
straight
Alex, the
men.
guys that you've been going down, obviously they're not straight. They're down low men.
The real Gia, I think that's Gia, she says Craig is right. She said, I'm heterosexual and Craig is right. I'm telling you.
I don't know. That's not. I don't know.
In overall, gay men tend to make more money than straight men. Because if you think back to like when you were in school, gay men typically excelled in academics. Gay men and girls. The straight boys didn't get the good grades. Every now and then you might get one straight boy that got a few good grades, but anyway. But look, Instagram is about to end. We got a
JB
minute
said,
left.
Child, I know of plenty of broke gays.
I'm not saying that there aren't broke gays. I'm saying overall, generally speaking.
Phoebe said, true? Oh my God, what y'all truing about? This is nasty.
See, they picking up exactly what I'm putting down. Phyllis Goodman said yes, they have shit for days. I'm telling you,
How do we get there?
straight boys were only interested in sports and being class clown. Right. It was the gay boys and girls that had the good grades. That's why we excel. Listen, I've done research on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, listen, this is the end, y'all.
This is the end, you guys. Listen, I always wanted to spend an hour with you all on Let's Talk Life with Mike. I just want to thank my friend, my brother, Craig, TheWriter Stewart. Listen, he has videos and Patreons and YouTube and books, 3 books. Mm-hmm. He has mugs. He has
T-shirts.
T-shirts. He has a whole bunch of different things that he sells. So let's be a blessing to him if you can. And thank you all.
Do you know where they're supposed to go and get the stuff?
On his website.
What's the website?
www.craigthewriterstewart.com. Yeah, you trying to see if I remember. Yeah, so go ahead and be a blessing if you can. Thank you all those that have been
Oh, yes, I
following.
have greeting cards. Thank you,
yeah,
Terry.
that's right, greeting cards. I forgot about those.
SayItInACard.com.
I got one of them for
SayItInACard.com.
my birthday. I remember that one. But yeah, thank you to, again, one of my followers that sent me the hats. I was away in New York last week doing different photo shoots. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, we got ringtones, too, yes.
Yep,
Hey,
they
girl,
got
hey.
ringtones. Hey, girl, hey.
And
hey.
good day thinkers, thought leaders.
Oh, y'all got
progressive
hey, boy,
men.
hey?
No, I don't have hey boy. It ain't enough boys that's trying to buy ringtones. I got hey girl, hey ringtones.
No hey boys. But listen, my Cash App and my PayPal information is on the video. Those that have been a blessing, thank you. Those that want to continue to be a blessing, thank you. I will someday be on YouTube. I will someday do some more things. But right now, I'm just building this for right now. So thank you all that tuned in tonight. Let's talk about it. We've talked about a plethora of things. And hopefully I'll see you again soon and tell you some more exciting news that's about to take place. I don't want to disclose those things right now. I'm learning to just be quiet until things happen. But thank you all that have been pushing. And yeah, I'm happy to sit next to my friend on tonight. I'm happy we got to reconcile our differences and to talk about those things.
So if you got somebody in your life that you need to be talking to and you being petty, go ahead and be the bigger person. Go ahead and be the bigger person. Don't sit around and wait. You know what I'm saying? Just call that person or send them a text or send them an email.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Praise him. That's what Jesus would do. What would Jesus do, right?
Bye,
So, yeah.
Terry. All right, y'all have an amazing night. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue. Brush your tongue. Because if you haven't brushed your tongue, then you really haven't brushed your teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's party.
And pay close attention to your life. Pay closer attention to your life. Be safe. Bye.
Share and like the video. I didn't say that in the beginning. Share, like the video. Share it, y'all. We trying to take over the world. For those that want to